Hi, welcome. Welcome to my weekly vlog. And Bella has found her place. It's really funny. I went through this whole period of looking at cats doing this kind of, hugging their cat parents and doing like loving things. And I don't know, she started to do this. She comes and she goes, but for some reason, especially on cold, wintry type days like this, she'll come and she'll snuggle and purr, which is what she's doing right now. So we're here together. And I'm here to talk today. I was thinking about what I really wanted to focus on, and I want to focus on this whole notion of springtime. There is ever so slightly an indicator that spring is on its way. Um, the it's still cold. The lake is defrosting because it had been frozen. I still have my thank you, Mary Lee. Thank you so much for this. I have my heated blanket. It's not a blanket. What do they call it? It's a heated throw. That's what it is. The box is still here. It's a heated throw. And so I think it's not only me that likes it. I think that that's one of the reasons Bella's here because she feels the heat as well. So together. Hi, Donna. Hi from New Hampshire. Well, God, you must be having it even worse than me because New Hampshire is colder than where I am. There. Hi, Sanam, um, from the UK. So I want to talk about this thing about springtime. I still wonder, is spring coming? In the midst of winter, I have to always remember that spring has come every single time for 75, 76 years. Hi, Ruth. 20 degrees and dropping in New Hampshire. So spring has come every year. So it's with some certainty that I can say that spring will come. But I have to admit, there's always this place that wonders, is it really going to happen? And I want to, like with the weather, with almost certainty, but with my work in lipedema, with my work having a chronic disease, having moments when I feel better. Hi, Lisa. Lisa from Iowa. Oh, 46. That's not bad. That's above freezing. Uh, so the idea that things could get better. So, as you all know, or anyone who's been here at all over the past couple of years, I've been struggling with central lymphatic dysfunction. What is central lymphatic dysfunction? How does it fit in with lipedema? Who the hell knows? Nobody seems to know much about it. Thank God for Les and Keith and a group of women. A special shout out to Blanche Peppertone, who's one of our members, for research and work and support around having central lymphatic dysfunction, which means that the lymph system isn't working the way it should be working. And when that happens, there's all kinds of backlog, there's backlash. There's, in addition to lipedema, there's breathing issues and there's fluid flow issues and Yada, 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 yada. And fatigue. This incredible sense of I could sleep and sleep and sleep and sleep. But here's the thing, you know, do I know if it's going to get better? I don't. It's not like I know it the way that spring is going to come. But I have a suspicion. I have this sense. So I'm a doer. So I look for things to do and then I do them. Doing the big six. Uh, Kelly and his wife Jen and Leslin have been meeting for a very long time, and they had discovered Dr. Perry Nicholson, who created this thing called the Big Six. The Big Six is a very easy, self administered routine to open up the six um, centers for lymphatic flow in the body. They start with the collarbone up here and then go up to the neck and then go to the armpits, the belly, the groin area right between the thigh and the groin is another one, and behind the knees. And those are the 6 points that you stimulate. Takes, you can do it in 5 minutes, you can do it in 10 minutes. It's really easy. And I've been doing it actually quite a bit for the past several months. When did we start doing it? Some time ago. Um, and when I started to do it, it's very interesting because I learned a lot about the lymphatic system. And this is somewhat related to lipedema because we recommend manual lymphatic drainage for lipedema. We don't 100% know for sure, but women tend to tell us that it feels better. I know, I think it feels better. Feels better for me. So, uh, but the lymphatic fluid, the purpose of the lymph system is to get rid of toxins, which means that the fluid itself is toxic. It means it has waste product in it. So there's areas in the body that are holding on to, if you will, for lack of another phrase, the lymphatic fluid. Sonam says, is it published anywhere, please? So that we can learn it for ourselves. I am sorry. There's so little known about the central lymphatic dysfunction. You can do a Google search for Dr. Perry Nicholson. That's where I've been learning a lot of what I've been learning these days. Dr. Perry Nicholson is a chiropractor who himself went through, talks about it as being caught in quicksand some years ago when he was dealing with, he had a bout of cancer and numerous other really, I can't think of any other word but yucky, yucky symptoms like some of us talk about. And he found the lymphatic system. And he found that clearing out the lymphatic system made a huge difference. And so his teaching, and I do classes with him every single month, I won't miss them, is really understanding that you're talking about a whole body. This body is complete. And the only way to heal it is to, not to say fix it, but to jiggle, move different areas into harmony. And that is a holistic approach that includes the entire body, not just the area that's needing the attention. And so I'm a proponent of that big time, and trusting that the body, if given the right support and environment, the body can heal itself. Or at least that's what I'm believing. So it takes me back to this whole thing about spring. So I know spring is coming, but I don't know healing is coming. I don't know. Not the same way that I know that spring is coming. I know that if I give my body what it's looking for, but then I have to get very sensitized to what it's looking for. And I have to listen. And after a lifetime of not wanting to listen. Hi, Ruth. I just saw you're here. It's nice to see you. After a lifetime of wanting to suppress it, the voice, wanting to not have to listen to it. So Adventure Days, which is March and April, because March and April tend to be a time of, trying to come out from under, trying to find the right pieces of the puzzle. So anyway, I'm rambling, but I want to remind you that we have, let me see if I can get it. We have our heart to heart. We have the upcoming event, which is the end of, I'm going to put it in the chat, the end of April. Here is the link. learn.lipedema-simplified.org/lipedema-lymphedema-event. It's our heart-to-heart event. We have 2 of them a year. We have one in the spring and one in the fall. Oh, Phyllis, I'm so glad you're here. Phyllis is 81 and finally paying attention to lipedema. Over the years, she was told nothing could be done. It's not true. Come join us. And in fact, that's a good segue for me to invite you. Dr. Carmody and I are doing a free webinar. I'm just getting the link. This evolved over time. What I'm about to show you, simply because of what Phyllis is saying. She's 81 and she's been to all these doctors and nobody told her anything. Or they told her they couldn't do anything. It's not at all true. I mean, you can't, there's no magic bullet. There's no medicine that can do it. Hearth Michelle, she says that she's 57 and been told the same thing, nothing could be done. Not true. Here, she says. She's trying exercise and food, and she's in menopause. Yeah, menopause triggers it or exacerbates it. So, but here, I'm going to put this link here. learn.lipedema-simplified.org, which is the URL for our webinar series. And then the particular series is after the slash. So free webinar, we host these free webinars, and I'm going to show it to you, I hope. Let me see if I can share my screen. I think I might be able to. Here it is. It's called Lipedema 101. So as we started, when I started years ago, nobody had heard the word. It was like a barren desert. There was one doctor in all of the United States that even knew about it. That was Dr. Herbst. So here we are years later, and there's quite a movement, mostly through not only us, but sort of grassroots movement. So is it just stubborn fat or something more? Well, it's something more. Lipedema has an ideology, it has a way of showing up. It's predictable in some ways. There's lots we don't know, but we know a whole lot more than we used to. So we are now offering basic lipedema webinar. So come understand the basics. This is me and Dr. Carmody. There's information, you can get it by going there. You just fill in your name and your email and your country and your cell phone or your phone number. And then you get a free pass. There's some info, some Q&A. I just want to talk about us. So when I first started the journey, I just couldn't find any information. Like most of you, when I went to look, it was this barren desert. So I am by nature curious and by profession a researcher. I started to do research, and thank goodness for Dr. Carmody. Dr. Carmody was my primary care physician at the time. And I went to him, and he didn't know what the hell it was. And I mean, the two of us worked together literally 4 years, exploring and understanding and putting together the pieces. I like to think it was like the Sherlock Holmes of of the lymphatic system, but we did put together enough to understand. And so what we have done is put together a basic webinar. I was squeezing in 10 minutes, the basics of lipedema, whenever I did a webinar. And someone suggested, why don't you just do a webinar on the basics of lipedema, which is what this is. So I love this. It's clear, straightforward. It focuses on practical knowledge. Oops. It's interactive, so there's a Q&A opportunity, and there's also an incredibly knowledgeable community. So we do this every month or so, sometimes every 6, yes, I would say maybe every 6 to 8 weeks. So Saturday, March 8th, which is next weekend at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday, March 8th. And so go ahead and sign up for this. If you know anybody, send this to them as well, because our goal is just to educate so that people can know, oops, where am I? What to do and what they can do and like that. So Hearth says she is in Australia and at work. Well, it's on a Saturday, so this would be Sunday morning for you. And we actually set it up that way in order to accommodate people. Okay, let me go look. There's a whole bunch of Hi, Carol Moody. Okay, let me see. Yeah, Dr. Amato. And Tsunami. Oh, good, you're going to the doctors. The NHS has information about lipedema. Oh, and Sonam says she also has EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Yeah, yeah, you want to be able to help others. That's wonderful. It's a bunch of stuff. Oh my goodness. Oh, Patsy. She says she's only been here since last April, so it's a little under a year. At 74, I'm making so much progress from the information and stories from the community. I almost feel guilty I'm doing so well. I'm humbled by all the generosity here. Well, I have to say that this is the most amazing community. Um, it's just remarkable. And so we're here for one another. And Sanam, that's her Buddhist name. Her name is Jenny. So I started with Hearth. It's Saturday late afternoon for a reason, so that we can do Sunday morning for the folks in Australia and New Zealand. I hope that works for you. But if not, register anyway. You'll get the replay. Hi, Carol. Yes, Hearth, you can go to church and you can watch it after church. Yeah, you can pray for all of us. Can I say if you go into church? Okay. Well, I think that's it for this week. It is Sunday here because you may be watching the replay, and the Oscars are on tonight. LA's been through such a hard time with the fires and everything, but I have to say, I love the Oscars. Uh, I have since I was a kid. So I'm going to settle down. I'm going to go heat up. I've been using these prepared meals. We'll see how I go. We'll see how this one goes. But it's limited, it's healthy, good ingredients, no seed oils, and all these things. So I'm going to have one of those and watch the Oscars. So, on that note, I'm going to say have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Many blessings and much gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.